Good evening. Heavy rain and poor visibility caused havoc for motorists today with a series of pile-ups on the F6 freeway and Princess Highway north of Wollongong. It's estimated more than 100 vehicles were involved in the accidents, stretching emergency services to the limit.
It was the sort of day police and ambulancemen dread. Heavy rain causing slippery roads and a real pea super of a fog. But from all accounts, the speed of motorists also contributed to the string of accidents stretching north from Bulli Tops. The first serious pile-up left vehicles strewn across the roadway. A van heading south was left on its side. A woman passenger was taken to Wollongong Hospital with suspected spinal injuries. Motorists in that accident agreed there was nothing they could have done to avoid the cars piling up in front of them.
I pressed the brake, but my back hit that car.
What was the visibility like?
Terrible, just shocking. I wasn't going terribly fast, and the next thing I knew, I had to slam on the brakes and I went into the back of him.
The crash caused serious disruption to traffic and police decided to divert motorists via Lawrence Hargrave Drive. But while no one was seriously injured, the worst was yet to come. A pile-up involving no less than 23 cars on the F6 freeway. Police, their numbers already strained from the earlier accidents, rushed to the scene and quickly called for backup. The damaged vehicles, which had hit each other in a concertina effect, stretched into the distance. Ambulancemen had their hands full assessing the extent of the injuries.
These two here, they're trapped, so 199's coming to get them out. Right. Okay, so they're fine. The one over here with chest pain. Right. There's a woman in here with chest pain. There's a woman here with chest pain too.
Again, no one was seriously hurt, but many people were left shaken at the size of the accident. While some of the injured were taken to hospital by ambulance, many of the motorists and their passengers were left stranded at the scene. Police were even forced to call in a bus to take them back to Wollongong. Northbound traffic on the freeway was reduced to a crawl, and eventually the road was blocked altogether. While the conditions certainly contributed to the accident, police say many of the drivers themselves weren't entirely blameless.
We've had to stop traffic on the expressway. There would have been more accidents, I think, had we have stopped the traffic. People just aren't slowing down.
An 18-year-old man has died after the car he was driving ran off the Picton Road about a kilometre west of Picton Airstrip and slammed into a tree. David Richard Hawley of Douglas Park was killed in the accident, which occurred at about 1 a.m. on Saturday morning. His passenger, 17-year-old Tony Johnson, was found dazed and wandering on the Picton Road. She was taken to Wollongong Hospital for treatment for lacerations and is now in a satisfactory condition. Conditions couldn't have been better for yesterday's opening of the Bowral Pedestrian Mall. A large crowd turned out in the sunshine for the dedication of the $200,000 project by Wingecarribee Shire President Councillor Peter Reynolds.
The brass band added to the festive atmosphere in Bowral, a town preparing for one of its largest annual events, Tulip Time. Yesterday, attention was concentrated on Corbett Plaza, the new pedestrian mall in Wingecarribee Street. The Shire Council and construction contractor Peter Jenner had reason to be pleased with themselves. Work had finished 2 weeks ahead of schedule, and the project will now be on show to the thousands of tourists who flock to view Bowral's tulips.
Tulip Time is coming up next week, and we were very worried that we'd be in the middle of construction during Tulip Time, but to the credit of the contractors who had to face snow and rain, they've finished 2 weeks ahead of schedule, done a magnificent job, and I'm sure all those who visit this district during Tulip Time will recognise that.
Close to $200,000 has been spent on the mall, a figure which includes construction costs and also the architectural design for Stage 2. Council hopes to extend the mall through to Corbett Gardens and Bindooley Street, a plan which involves the relocation of one of the town's major car parking areas. But Council may well face the same opposition it encountered when the mall concept was first proposed.
There is concern within a business sector that when you change the status quo, this may affect business, and we can understand that, but we believe, on balance, it will be of benefit to the business sector and the people of the Shire, and I don't believe anybody who objected should worry too much.
The small south coast town of Huskisson is popular as a seaside holiday spot, but now it has a new attraction, a beached former Sydney Harbour ferry, which has been given a second life as a maritime museum.
Left Huskisson, where she was built in 1912 to carry commuters across Sydney Harbour for 67 years. Her new role, which began officially on Friday, is as a museum next to the Maritime Crafts Shop in Huskisson's Dent Park. The Old Lady of the Sea passed through a lot of troubled water before she came to her final resting place. 2 attempts to bring her down the coast from Sydney almost ended in disaster because of bad weather. But with assistance from the Navy, she finally arrived home. With the help of CEP funds and some staunch community support, the Lady Denham was restored to something close to her original glory. And to launch her new career, the ferry became possibly the first beached boat in Australia to act as a post office.
We have a Lady Denman post marker which stamps the commemorative stamp of the 1979 issue of the Lady Denman ferry. That's the blue stamp series. And we also used it to cancel the special America's Cup stamp on the first day of issue. So it's a marvellous first for